Okay, the last play of turn 4. U.S. has these 3 cards. Kitchen debates, Willy Brandt, Brezhnev Doctrine. Definitely going to use Brezhnev Doctrine. It's the last round of the turn, so the Russians won't be able to cash in on that effect at all. I think what's going to happen, the U.S. still has nuclear subs in effect, so they can coup battleground countries without risking global thermonuclear war. Possible choices: coupping Angola is not a bad idea with three ops. I can also take Libya and Egypt, which is not a bad idea either. If we take a look at the discard pile, we can see that Africa scoring has already been played, so it won't be played again for a little while. Actually, so is Middle East scoring. I thought that was still in there. Okay, well, let's do this then. We'd like to be able to cash in on nuclear subs, although we won't be able to take any benefit from the scoring. So we might look over here towards the Americas. Cooling one of these doesn't make a lot of sense. We can't really get in there anywhere else. Putting it all in Mexico is an idea. Well, let's just add insult to injury. Let's coup Angola with 3 points. We need stability number is 1. That means we double that to 2. 2 is the target number. The roll is 6. Plus 3 is 9. We needed 2. That's a difference of 7. Russians lose 3. The U.S. gains 4. Alright. 1 op, whatever. The effect happens. Nothing comes of it, but it still happens. It's still face down. Alright, we check the ops. We both needed 2 ops. We both have 2 ops. No problem. That goes back up at the end of the turn. DEFCON goes up. Turn marker. Turn 5. China card gets flipped for the Russians. The Russians have it. Just to recap the hand, the Russians have puppet governments. U.S. may add 1 influence in 3 empty countries. And the U.S. has Willy Brandt, which gives the Soviets 1 VP and 1 influence in West Germany. Cancels NATO for West Germany. NATO's not in effect. Kitchen debates, if the U.S. controls more battleground countries than the Soviets, poke opponent in the chest and gain 2 VP. And we're going to deal the cards now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's good. 9 cards each for the rest of the game. Let's take a look at the Russian hand first. We'll see what's going on there. Warsaw Pact formed, a very important Soviet card. Removes all U.S. influence from 4 countries in Eastern Europe, or add 5 USSR influence in Eastern Europe, no more than 2 per country. For the Russians, though, this is kind of the worst time to get this card, because we want to try and save this for the late war if we can, because it can be really devastating during the late war for the Americans. But we also have a problem. We might not be able to hold this for that long, or at least not for the 3 turns it requires to hold on to that. We'll see. We'll see. Tentatively, we're going to hold on to that. Summit, both players roll a die. Each add 1 for each region they dominate or control. High roller gains 2 VP and may move DEFCON marker 1 level in either direction. This can be bad. This is a DEFCON suicide card, because if you play this and you lose the roll, then they can move it. If DEFCON is at 2, let's say, your opponent can move it to global thermonuclear war and you lose. So we got to keep an eye out for that. Our man in Tehran. If the U.S. controls at least 1 Middle East country, the U.S. player draws the top 5 cards from the draw pile. They may reveal and then discard any or all of these cards. Yep. OPEC. Soviets gain 1 VP for control of Egypt, Iran, Libya, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Gulf states, and Venezuela. Okay, not bad. Typically played for 3 ops unless you need the points really bad. 1 small step. If you are behind on the space race track, play this card to move forward 2 boxes, gaining the benefit of the second box only. Yeah, 2 ops is worth more than that. Shuttle diplomacy. During the next scoring of Middle East or Asia, subtract 1 battleground from the Soviets. Questionable. Brush War, one of the greatest mid-war cards. Attack any country with a stability of 1 or 2. Roll a die and subtract 1 for every adjacent enemy-controlled country. Success on 3 to 6. Really good. If I'm the Soviets, what I'm looking at is, I can look at what looks good to me. Italy is probably the most sumptuous choice right now for that. That actually might be the headline card. Grain sales to Soviets. This is the best U.S. event because it gives them randomly choose one card from the Soviet hand, play it or return it. If Soviet player has no cards or returned, use the card to conduct operations normally, meaning they can use those 2 ops no matter what, which is not good. Not good. So we'll probably hold on to that. We got a lot of things to worry about. This is not a very good hand. It's just kind of boring and flat. That'll be the headline card, though. That's the best one. Take a look at the American hand. Lone Gunman. This is not good. U.S. player reveals his hand, and the U.S. may conduct ops if they put a 1-ops card. We might have to play this during the headline card, because if the DEFCON gets to 2 and we have to play this, then the Soviets can coup a battleground country, and they can cause us to lose. Junta, place 2 influence in any one Central or South American country. Okay, that's going to be good for us. Then you can make a free coup attempt or realignment roll in one of these regions. Yep, Junta is really good. Another one of the best cards in the mid-war. Cuban Missile Crisis, set DEFCON to level 2. Any further coup attempt by your opponent this turn anywhere on the board will result in global thermonuclear war, but Soviets can cancel this by removing influence in Cuba. Latin American Death Squads, all of the players' coup attempts in Central and South America are +1 for the remainder of the turn, while all opponents' coup attempts are -1 for the remainder of the turn. Usually played for ops. I doubt we're going to play that. Che, Soviets may immediately make a coup attempt using 3 ops in a non-battleground in Central, South America, or Africa. If the coup removes any U.S. influence, make another attempt under the same conditions. Muslim Revolution, a really bad card for the Americans. Remove all influence. All U.S. influence in 2 countries from that list right there. Rough. Liberation Theology, add 3 USSR influence in Central America, no more than 2 per country. Alright, another kind of mirrored hands. There's some good cards for the other person, and some a lot of middling cards. So let's see, we gotta pick a headline card, don't we? Well, we may have to headline with this, just to make sure we don't lose. We can attempt to hold on to it, but you never know what could happen. If we're forced to discard, we might be forced to play that kind of thing. So that's the question. Yeah, even though this is a Soviet event, we have to play it. We're going to have to reveal our hand. There's not really anything good in it. And so, it's fine. But we want to give them that 1-op. We have to give them that 1-op in the headline phase. Otherwise, they're going to coup, and then we have to play this, and then we could lose. So it's probably procedurally cautious for us to play that as a headline card. Cards get flipped over simultaneously in the headline phase. Brush War occurs first. It's higher ops. The Soviets are going to attack Italy. There is no adjacent enemy-controlled countries. So the success on 3 to 6. Alright, the roll is 3. Player adds 3 to the military ops track. Player gains 1 VP. And replaces all opponents' influence with their own influence. Europe, not looking good for the Americans. Not at all. Alright, Brush War. Discard. Alright. Lone Gunman, U.S. reveals hand. Okay, that's fine. Then the Soviets conduct ops if they played a 1-ops card. They're going to take advantage of that just fine. They're going to... I think they'll try to make a... What will the Soviets do with 1-op? As the Soviets, I know that if I coup a battleground country, DEFCON's going to go to 2. They're going to get a point from NORAD. Let's do this. Let's coup something easy, but we want to get the DEFCON down, so let's coup Zaire. Target number is 2, because the stability number is 1. We've got +1. The roll is 6. +1 is 7. We needed 2. That's a difference of 5. US loses 2. Soviets gain 3. Hard swings in this game. A lot of 6s. Soviets gain another op. That gets face down. And the Soviets are going to go first. The DEFCON goes down, of course. And US gets their NORAD point after that. They don't have any influence in Zaire, so they can't put it back there. The US is going to look at Europe, and they're going to put a point in France. Doesn't break control, but it gets closer. The Soviets see this. Soviets are, they've got all these ops to play with. They can't really make a run for the victory at 20 points because they're still 23 points behind. So what the USSR needs to focus on is either taking total control of Europe, which means if Europe scoring is played, they win, which might be the best choice. Not too hard, although West Germany is always, rough. What the Soviets can do is work their way further down, and South America, no. Remember, we can see the U.S. hand, so we see they've got junta and Latin American death squads and all that. So I'm not quite sure, but we can be safe. If the U.S. played junta, what would they do? They would probably place 2 influence in one of these non-battleground countries, and then realigned Cuba with their free realignment. Because they'd have a bonus because of the U.S. is right there. Let's assume that I'm going to play. Let's assume I'm going to play 3 ops with OPEC. Let's assume I'm going to play 3 ops. I kind of like the board position as it is right now. The only thing I'm worried about is the Americas, and we've got kind of a good bonus there, or kind of a good advantage there right now. Yeah, let's preemptively cut out the. We want to keep Cuba. Let's preemptively try to cut that out with 3 ops. I'm thinking. See, if we put 2 here and 1 here, then that's just easily coupable by the Americans, and we don't really want that. So let's rethink that. Maybe 3 and 1. Well, we can take South Africa. We can take. We can just kind of clean up. I think 3 ops. That's fine. Would put 2 in South Africa. And 1 more in Saudi Arabia. That's fine at the time being. We're not going to make a run for the points. Even if we played this for the effect, we'd only get 1. We only get 3 points. The board position is more important to me. Okay, Americans' turn. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do before and play junta for the effect. Place 2 influence in any one Central or South American country. We're going to put it here in Nicaragua. Then we're going to conduct a realignment roll in one of these regions with 2 chances. There we go. The Soviets gain +1 for the country in question, and US gains +2 for the 2 adjacent countries. So net result, US has +1. Alright, even. 1 more chance. And nothing comes of it, so that's kind of sucks for the Americans. Okay, Soviets' turn. Soviets are going to continue what they were doing before. They're going to play this for the 1 point. Indeed, no. In fact, they're going to do 2 points. 1 small step. Put that last point in Saudi Arabia. That's fine. And then I'm thinking 1 point in Haiti. No, they're going to coup that back. Uruguay, maybe? No. I know that Central and South America scoring are in the deck. So I'm thinking ahead. Let's do one in... See, I don't want them to get that coup, and I'm fine there. They're not in there yet, so I'm not worried about it. Let's do one. Let's do one in France. Let's put that point back in France. Except I don't know if I have a 6 tile around here somewhere, so that's fine. Okay, that's that. The U.S. is going to have to respond somehow and make some headway. 3 points. I'm looking at Mexico. Like before, I know Central and South America scoring are in the deck. No, in fact, not all 3 there. I'm going to put 2 in Mexico. I'm going to put 1 in Costa Rica. I know the Soviets probably won't coup that because they need at least 6. But I want that access to Panama. That was 3 points. Soviets over here. I'm looking at West Germany, and I'm going to do 3 points. Shuttle diplomacy. In order to put 1, I have to spend 2 points. So I'll spend 2 of my ops to put 1 in West Germany. It doesn't break control, not yet. And then I'll put my other 1 point into... I'm going to put another 1 point in Colombia. What that's going to do is it's going to force the Americans to choose. Do they want Panama, or do they want to hold on to West Germany? Shuttle diplomacy is an American event, so it's going to be in effect. We'll put it right here. It's going to subtract 1 battleground from either one of those, whichever's scored first. The Americans' turn. They cannot stand to play Muslim Revolution right now, or Che for that matter, or that. 2 points it's going to be then. It's going to have to be 1 in Panama and 1 in West Germany because we can't do it. We can't let that go. We need it. We cannot lose to Europe control. Let's see, Soviets, not looking to play any of these. Let's do this. 2 points. Gonna put, use both points to, we're gonna put 2 in Panama now, because we can. That's gonna make the U.S. choose again, same thing. Effect happens. This is a U.S. event. The effect happens. The U.S. draws the top 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh dear. Oh dear. As the Americans, what do I want to do? I want to keep that. 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 South America scoring. No, I don't want to play this. We're going to discard that. We can discard any or all of them. And then we're going to reshuffle the rest back into the deck. So that's fine. All of these go back. Yep, there we go. There's some good shuffling, some good solid one-handed shuffling. That's good, all set. Yeah, oh yeah, that's good. Okay, that was the Soviets. The Americans' turn. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Don't want to play any of these. Don't want to play any of these. Typically, a typical strategy I like to do is play this earlier. And the USSR gets 1 point in West Germany, and I'll use the 2 to put 1 point in East Germany. But that's not really viable right now. We're pretty far behind. Can't afford to play Muslim Revolution, or can I? 2 of the following countries: Sudan, I don't have anything there. Iran, I don't have anything there. Iraq, I don't have anything there. Egypt, I have 1. Libya, I have none. Saudi Arabia, I have none. Yeah, actually, yeah, Muslim Revolution, 4 points. I can't lose much. 4 points. It's going to be 2 into West Germany for a total of 8. Try and hold that back a little bit, and 2 into Panama, total of 3. Muslim Revolution, there we go. The effect happens. Soviets can only take 1 from Egypt and 1 from Jordan. That's all they can do. That's fine. U.S. no skin off the U.S. nose. Soviets turn. I've got all this crap. I'd like to hold on to Warsaw Pact, so we'll do Alright, so I don't want to play puppet government. I don't want to play grain sales. Let's space race grain sales to Soviets. As the Soviets, we need 1 to 3. Yep. Okay, move up. That gives us 1 point because we're the second superpower to that. So 1 point there. Okay, that's good enough. Americans don't want to play any of these. Not interested. Che, got some points there, especially in Africa. We can play 2 space race cards per turn. So what do we say? Discard Che on the space race. There we go. We need 1 to 3 to get to the next box. Alright, 1. There we go. First person to the box, so we get 2 points. Going back the other way, 4. Alright, and we're probably going to end that there. We're running out of time here. So let's hold off.